We're pleased to be joined right now by the head coach of the Orange, Gary Gait, joining us now. You're going to get tired of talking to me, I think. Third time we're talking this week, Coach. We just spoke about an hour ago, but great to have you on, of course. And I guess let's start from a lacrosse perspective before we get into the big day. How do you feel about the team right now? 10-4. You got one game left in the regular season, and then it's on to the postseason from there. How do you feel about the team at the moment?
I feel great. I think that you look at those games, we were in every single game. We had opportunities to win all but one of them. And I think that we're a young team, and I'm hoping that I can look back at the end of the playoffs and say the reason we were successful was because of what we learned in those four losses that we had that were close games and an incredible battle. So, hopefully we've learned something and we've improved and we're getting better as the season goes on.
Yeah, as you were saying earlier in the week, I mean, if you think about it, you're 5 goals away from being undefeated right now, right? With the all the overtime losses and then the 1-2 to Notre Dame. I mean, you're right there. Roy Simmons, Jr. always talked about, wanting to peak, at the last minute of the last game, Memorial Day. And I know that you've taken a lot from him, I'm sure. When you look back on what, Roy Simmons Jr. meant to you, what are some of the things that you've taken from his coaching style that you can apply now to his program now that you're running the program?
Well, the first thing is that, to be a player's coach and to let the players be involved in, the game plan and allow them to be comfortable making in-game decisions. So, he kind of, when Paul and I played, he kind of gave us the keys and said, keep doing what you're doing. and we did. And it was a great relationship. And, it worked out for him. It worked out for us. And, I'm trying to develop these same relationships with these young players. They're very capable. They just have to learn how to make these in-game decisions and feel comfortable about them. So we work very hard, talking a lot about X's and O's and what we're trying to get done on the field.
I know as part of this big weekend with Paul's jersey retirement, it's Alumni Weekend, a lot of, big names coming back. As you said, the program's got 40-plus, Hall of Famers in its history. What does it mean to have, you mentioned on Bridge Street today, over 100 alums are coming back for this. What does it mean to you to have that support from, the guys who went through this program and are still connected to this program?
It's awesome, I've really been working hard to upgrade our alumni relations. I want our alums to be involved. I want them to feel a part of it. That's been one of my priorities when I became coach here is to build a stronger relationship and foundation with our alumni. And to have 100 come back for this game is awesome. And we're going to celebrate them, and we're going to have fun. And they're hopefully going to get to see a 2024 Syracuse team that's as good as any team in the country.
And you're going to get to celebrate your brother in the process. At halftime, there'll be the ceremony. What does this mean to you and Paul and your whole family that, his jersey's going to hang in the rafters next to yours?
Well, I think it means a ton for us, When my jersey went up, to be honest, I was a little disappointed his didn't go up at the same time mine did. We don't have 3 national championships in a row at Syracuse. If both of us weren't playing on that team, I believe, and along with all the other teammates we had. But I think together we were able to help that team have success. And we missed that window, but, it's been quickly resolved. To be the 3rd jersey going up is an incredible honor. And Mikey Powell in between, the most decorated player ever at Syracuse. and I got a chance to play with him, and he was incredible. So this is an amazing honor for my brother and for the entire family.
And as we were talking about a little bit earlier, I asked you the question about how's this whole thing going to play out on game day with you as the head coach, but obviously I know you want to be a part of the ceremony. So walk us through what we can expect. Will there be anything pregame? Is the ceremony strictly halftime? Can you kind of walk us through the game and from your perspective and the ceremony's perspective?
What we're doing here in our staff, yeah, absolutely. We got multiple lists going, from alumni to we have a victory club. We're opening up the Kuhn Lounge. We got about 300 people coming in a couple hours before the game, our alums, our victory club members, and we're going to, get ready for the game in the courtside lounge that's used for basketball primarily right now. So it's only the second time that we've been using that. The other game was Maryland, and it's incredible social. I usually go in there, say hi to everybody before the game, and then our team enters the field through the Kuhn Lounge. So it's kind of like a chance to cheer on the team before we start the game. And then at halftime, our alums are going to come out, be recognized, and then through a tunnel of alums, my brother will be announced, and we'll have a ceremony at halftime for him, raising his banner, his jersey retirement to the rafters, and then we go back and win a game. That's the plan.
That is the plan. That's a good plan. And we were talking about the 40+ Hall of Famers that this program has produced and all the guys coming back. I would imagine that a lot of the players on the current roster, were either introduced to Syracuse lacrosse or idolized some of these guys. Do you have to talk to them at all about not trying too hard on Saturday? I know that they want to give you and your brother a win and put on a show for all the alums back in town. Are you concerned at all about them putting too much pressure on themselves?
We talk about that quite a bit, and we usually have a theme for the week, and we kind of go through it. Actually, today at 2:00, we sit down and we do a full team scouting report, and we talk about situations like that and what our focus should be on. And so we do address it. We try and cover a little bit of everything for these players. We try and make sure they understand the game plan, the opponent, what their focus should be during the game, how to reset, how to deal with adversity, all of that stuff we try and help them with before we even step on the field.
From a lacrosse perspective, Coach, in this game on Saturday, what should fans expect out of Virginia? Obviously, another really good team. What can you tell us about the Cavs?
Well, I'm just sitting here, and I picked up a USA Lacrosse magazine, and right on the front cover is this guy Connor Schellenberger, and they have a tremendous attack unit and some great middies. They're just one of those teams that top to bottom is just filled with incredible talent. And we have to play a team game. And one of the things I always tell my team is there's only one ball. If we can get the ball, we can win the ground balls, we win the face-off battle, get some saves, you can win this game. Because if they don't have the ball, they can't score. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the most talented team always wins. It's a team that maybe works harder on ground balls and the other areas of the game. So they're an incredibly talented team, top to bottom. They're one of the teams picked to preseason to be at a Final Four and compete for national championship. We're not, but we're doing everything we can to prove that we are capable of doing that. And we look forward to the challenge that Virginia presents.
And it's a home game for you guys. And, I'd imagine the fan support and the community support is a big thing. And, I mean, you lived it as a player. You know what it feels like to have, a dome rocking for a lacrosse game. How important is it for this one in particular, right? With all the alums back, and it's the final regular season game. It's Virginia, your brother's jersey. I mean, everything that goes into this game. How important is it, to have that place jumping on Saturday?
It's incredibly important. I hope, for recruiting purposes, we typically have the most attendance every year throughout the country, but to have a game that we could potentially have over 10,000 people at, is a tool for us to use in the recruiting process. So, it would mean a lot if the fans, got in their car, drove down to the Dome instead of watching on TV this one time to help blow up the attendance like it was in the glory days back when my brother Paul played. We had crowds that were around 20,000. We averaged, about 12. So let's have one game where we try and get to about 12,000. That would be amazing.
All right, let's do it. Let's pack the Dome, Coach. Pleasure talking with you as always. Best of luck on Saturday, and hopefully we can, get to that figure, 12,000 plus on Saturday. We'd love to see it.
It would be awesome, and the only this game is an awesome opportunity for our team. The great thing, I don't think it's a make or break game, so that bit of pressure's off, and now we can just focus on playing our best. So I think we've done enough work to get to the ACC tournament, and we're certainly considered one of an NCAA tournament team at this point, but we want to make a statement by coming out on top against Virginia.
All right, 2 o'clock face-off inside the Dome on Saturday. Don't miss it. Coach, thanks for the time. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, Gary Gait joining us here on the show. We'll take a timeout. When we return, we'll get right to our weekly SOS house call. We've got Dr. Ryan Smart standing by. Back after this on ESPN Radio.